power goes the powerhouse. And the COVID-19-Man has come to deliver you from the empty land, from the ones who have been silenced to the promised land of the other bed, which is the original place for the soul of a man, where he can now get his jubilee and abide safe like he's never been, in the power of the Father, in the powerhouse, cause that's what Word Tech, Double Tech, he's the only bed we're connected. Word Tech, Double Tech, in the powerhouse we're connected. Truth in the Torah where it is, that's right. And whether you like it or not, I just don't give a damn. Cause in this thing, the end is gonna be for sure. It's got a date before the song began to score. This ain't no lie, we about to fly. Cause in the truth there's nothing that can be denied. Here's the COVID-19-Man is hooking you up to the other bed, to the powerhouse, with you waving. The COVID-19-Man is gonna hook you up. Cause that's what Word Tech, Double Tech, in the other bed we're connected. Word Tech, Double Tech, to no one else I'm genuflecting. Word Tech, Double Tech, to the powerhouse I'm connected. And then I want to get your power back, cause you will find in there the powerhouse not scared. You won't be silenced, nobody can touch what you will find in there. Gets to cut the masking back of lies, the righteous now they cries, cause the COVID-19-Man is gonna hook you up to the powerhouse. Leave the power show, ride this mule around. Welcome to HTTV 28, Adamorim Torah Volts 613. Welcome, all of you. All right, my fellow Dabarians. Here we are. Welcome to Watch and Win, Learn and Earn. Celebrating our first anniversary, because this was the week when all got started. So that's what we're talking about today, confession of faith or admission of fact. Okay, because from now on, what we do is got to be something that that is tangible, like fact stands, for something that is tangible, full attestation, concretely tangible. That means it's something that you are experiencing in your life and in your body and inside your mind, and you cannot deny it when I'm going to speak about it. While the rest of the confession of faith are things that you believe in, you can't necessarily prove it, but you tend to believe in some things that you may not necessarily be able to prove. But that's the whole idea there. We're getting here to the nitty-gritty. We're going to be looking at that. So today's topic, we're looking at the confession of faith and admission of fact. We're going to look at different things that the world thinks that's a fact, but it's really, in reality, is faith that they are exercising, because the fact is that the alphabet that represents Father in Hebrew, is the doer of all things. Okay, yeah, happy anniversary. Good to see you, Brian. This is your week for birthday, and happy birthday again. You had it on a Monday. And Rosa Crispin, good to see you. Andy, good to see you. All right, got my usual crowd coming in. So, the rest of you are on the outskirts there. Just join in, say hi, don't be shy, Some big bucks we're going to be giving out tonight, $100. Three prizes for $100. So today we're looking at confession of faith or admission of fact. And we are looking that way so we will believe what God said about himself. I do evil, I do good and I create evil, I kill and I wound and I heal. I, the Lord, do all these things, and I share my glory with no one. So there's a lot of people in the world that think they're doing things, but everything is done because the alphabet is working inside of each one of us and says when everything is going to get done and going to get accomplished. So here we are enjoying this today. And let's see if I can take it to my main screen that we have here. Let me take it down here. All right. So it's usually this one here. All right. And here we have the HDTV setup that we usually use. All right. So like I said, today we're looking at different things. And, you know, let me see if we can start with a song first. Let me get the picture here going. Hold on, give me a second. Let me get it. All right. We'll do the one that, let's see, here we go. Give me a second to find it. All right, it's got to be here. Yeah, this is the one. All right. So, because that's what doing the ab, I began to talk on Sunday about do ab, because it's something that we all do but we don't recognize. That's a factual thing. The facts get done without you recognizing. When you come in to understand your maker, what you're actually doing is your eyes are being open to see things from his point of view and see how he's running everything behind the scenes. Because, you know, the thing is, when we are not taught to just look at the alphabet and what the alphabet stands for, that is the father of all things, we can easily be fooled or bamboozled or made a fool of. So, but this is the song that I taught you a while ago, and we're going to sing it today. So let me see. Song of Solomon 2:16. Let's see. Been using my voice all day long, so we'll see how it's going to come out. We'll try it out. My beloved is mine and I am his. Oh, oh, my beloved is mine and I am his. Oh, 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 my beloved is mine and I am his. Oh, oh, my beloved is mine and I am his. And he feedeth me among the lilies. Song of Solomon 2:16. And he feedeth me among the lilies. Song of Solomon 2:16. I'm a little decising, the Father in me, to strongly safeguard systems from A to Z. I'm a little decising, the Father in me, to strongly safeguard systems from A to Z. I'm a little decising, the Father in me, to strongly safeguard systems from A to Z. I'm a little decising, the Father in me, to strongly safeguard systems from A to Z. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, it's the Emunah, he dwells in me forevermore. Oh, it's the Emunah, dwelling here forevermore. Oh, it's the Emunah, he dwells in me forevermore. A to Z. I'm all emphasizing the Father in me through its strongly safeguard system from A to Z. I'm all emphasizing the Father in me through its strongly safeguard system from A to Z. I'm all emphasizing the Father in me through its strongly safeguard system from A to Z. There for a while. I haven't played it for a while, and I changed something a little bit. I don't know if you noticed, but I put it there. It says, I'm alphabetizing the Father in me through a strongly safeguard systems from A to Z. I had it before a little different from that part, but because that's what we're doing. I'm alphabetizing, that's the thing that I'm making sure that every word in me lives to be apparent to creation. That's to be sizing up. Aleph bet means the word, the Father. Aleph bet sizing means making sure that every word in me is complete and full to render service for my fellow man. So I'm always into learning and definitions and meanings. And those are my treasures, you see. That way I can be of service at all times. And then I do this from A to C. So I make your everything, from A to C. Any word that I can think from A to C, I'm going to be working on that. And the strongly safeguard systems, that's the word ahad. That's the meaning of ahad right there. So the meaning of ahad is found there. Because it's to strongly safeguard, it's like a powerful, secure administration. Administration or systems are the same thing. Systems, administration, governance, all of that. So to strongly safeguard systems, that's the same as strong, secure administration. So in that song, I have the meaning of the word ahad. The economy that we're supposed to uphold, in which we all reside. I'm going to be delving into that some more tonight, okay? So that's what we're looking at. So let me see how we're doing here. All right, I see some of you are in here. All right. Bear Fruit, my man, you made it. All right, I'm glad you made it. Big bucks tonight. You don't want to miss it, man. I'm glad you're here. All right, okay. We're down here. We're having a party down your house. Yeah, man. That was great here. I'm connected more directly today, so I hope it's not buffering. I can't help it when it starts buffering, but later on it gets better. But I don't know. So I'm doing as best as I can with a connection here, by the way. So that's what we're working with. In any event, let me take you further here to what I'm going to talk today, because let me tell you about this one here. The 80 trillion world economy in one chart. Okay, this is what telling us that all the markets in the world, and this is the division of them here. You can see, how they are divided. Which countries have so many. The percentage of that economy. That's the economy of the world right now. You understand? 80 trillion world economy in one chart. Okay, but you realize at your own body, just your single body, right? My body and yours has 37.2 trillion. Okay? So a little bit less than half just from one person. And our economy is alive and constantly circulating. The cells in us and the words in us are in constant circulation, and so it's a living economy, that God made for the revelation of Himself in each one of us of the alphabet. So the economy of the alphabet outweighs anything. So it takes the whole world to come up with 80 trillion, And so you understand how mulectic, how retarded this garden really is. Because only a single body made of flesh puts to shame all these economies that depend on this circulation of the money going around. So imagine, they don't even come, to the amount of cells in 3 bodies in this world, doing the work. But that's because, but we have been left blinded. That's the whole idea. But the reason why I'm sharing you this, let me take you back to this part here. Because there's something happening pretty soon. It says here, banks brace for big bang switch on 80 trillion worth of. So this is this coming up. This article here, banks brace, the one on top here, that came out, I believe in February 21st. No, October 15 of last year. But this thing, when I go in here, it puts another thing in front of me. But just to give you a quick idea of what it says, let me see. It says, for trillion worth swaps. So this is coming up, and I can't get rid of this thing when it gets in there. But in any case, but that's the stuff that's coming up with it. Okay, so we have that, and we have the 80 trillion world economy. The swaps is just mean that, things are about to go from, all the paper stuff to Bitcoin, to a currency of the electric Bitcoin, or the elect bit, which is the world trying to imitate the Aleph bet. Because they will have us all, everybody has been trained that they live, under the mindset of what money does for them. And that's what most people think. They keep track of their money and, what's in the bank and what they're earning and what they hope to be buying. And so based upon what they have and they keep track of that, you can say that people live, in the awareness of their money and what their money is going to get them, because that was being, indoctrinated in their minds to think that the money that they earn and the money that they use for, that's what their life is all about. Okay? So this money, a paper money or the gold backed up money, now is all being done for data harvesting. That means the collection of all my information and your information that's been gathered in all these systems. That's worth money now. So that's the new backup system. So might as well just make it all in the computer and be guided all by digital numbers. So it's no more backed up by paper, backed up by gold, backed up by petrol, but just by an electronic bet, or what I call the elect bet, trying to come up with the Aleph bet, their own version of it. So they wanted to take all the money that's been out there, that's going from place to place, eliminate that from the market and put that internally into the computer system, right? And they want to make you think that that's one a strong safeguard system, an AHAD. That's the AHAD that they're projecting for us. Oh, your money will be secure. Nobody will steal it from you because everything is going to be in the computer. Nothing is going to be circulating. Everything is going to be, in there, so nobody can steal it from you. So that's why they will have you believe, and because they already train you. But the fact is that this is the biggest scam that's about to take place, because all along, from the very beginning, let me make sure that I'm seeing my microphone working. Just make sure here, because I don't want to be talking in vain. Okay. All along from the very beginning, when it's backed up by gold, or it was backed up by, by money, or it's backed up by silver, whatever it has been backed up in the past throughout all the generations, the money, and that's the thing, that's what I call this, the confession of faith or admission of fact, okay? Because one of the tests that I used to give my students in Pilgrim School, it was a simple test. They call it the currency IQ test. Currency is something that goes around and circulates. That's why it's called currency. The currency IQ test, okay? And I will say, what is the currency? Or, like that. What is the one thing that you have to use to get, then I will give you a list down to this, but just not for the sake of not wasting too much time, but it wasn't the one thing that you need, to get the best cars, the best clothing, the best schools, the best attorneys, the best health care system, the best hospitals, the best engineers, the best architects,
the best vacation spots, the best yachts, the best of everything, the best planes, the best weapons. And say right away without thinking, just say as it comes out of your mind. And most people immediately will say, that, right? They'll say money, okay? Because that's how they've been trained. So that, when everybody in the class says that, everybody takes that as a fact. That's the fact of life. That's how you get the best cars, the best buildings, the best. That's how they take that as a fact. But that's not a fact. Everybody that says that is a confession of faith on money. They're trusting that money is doing those things, but money has never done any of those things. Gold has never done any, never gotten you the best engineers. The petrol, the black oil, petroleum oil has never gotten you the best of anything. All the money in the world has never gotten you the best of everything. Because what is the currency that gets you the best of everything? That which circulates, because circulates, it's not just the money, but what circulates more is the words. So the words and the wisdom and the knowledge and understanding, the currency of the alphabet, comes first. The alphabet has to be in somebody training teachers, training doctors, training engineers, training architects, and they go out into the field and they make everything out there. But it is the knowledge, the alphabet, that is in constantly circulation in everybody's mind, that is the one that is getting you the best things in life. Okay? So that's an admission of fact. Everything else of you thinking it was money or gold thing that got you those things, that's a confession of faith. Because that's a lie. So you understand where we stand with the world right now? And this is the economy. Money, with all these denominations, is what all religions believe in. Because they all use the money with all these denominations. The $1 bill, the $2 bill, which is a very rare one, but still out there. The $5 bill, the $10 bill, the $20 bill, the $50 bill, and the $100 bill. That's basically what they mostly use. So they believe, everybody believes in those denominations, because I don't care what religion you are, you have been brainwashed into thinking that those denominations get you the best things in life. And so, whether you are, no matter what religion, Muslim, they all believe in the external currency and give to the external currency the credit that is only due to the internal currency of the alphabet. That from the beginning of the dawn of time, it has done everything for the economies of the mule. That means the man in power of hell, lame economies. The currency of the alphabet has been the one doing everything all along, and it hardly ever gets any credit. Okay? Good thing that God had opened my eyes through the Torah and all that, and for a long time I understood these things. How, people are robbed, and especially the first one that people rob from is from the alphabet, from the Father, because they take away the fact that He does it all, that the alphabet does all, and they give it to money. They say, no, I'm paying for my school, and that's why I got the best schools. The best schools are gotten because of knowledge and understanding. So all this external paper or money that people use, it has only served for one purpose, and that is, therefore, the only purpose that money serves is to be an anchor to knowledge, because that's all it does. It petitions. When you go to a market nowadays to buy a car, that car has already been paid. The workers that work to assemble the car already got paid. Everybody got paid. It's assembled and put together. Okay, so the money that you're going to pay for that car, you're ordering. You're acknowledging, hey, knowledge makes something wonderful. I want it. Make some more. You are petitioning. It's a prayer petition for more of it to be made for your neighbor, because there's a law that you have to love your neighbor before yourself, as yourself. So it's written down, so you have to do everything for your neighbor. So somebody paid for it already. So the money that you put in it, it just goes and orders for more people to make more of it, because you like what knowledge into this. So money serves only as an encore. Like when you do a performance, a good singing and a good act, and people go, otra, do it again, more and more. They want more of it, so that's how it serves. That's only its purpose it serves. So is only a beggar for more of knowledge. It's not knowledge itself. So stop giving, to money the credit that belongs to the alphabet, please. If you please, you gotta wake up. So that's the understanding that came to me last year. As I was walking in St. Patrick's Day, I was doing my walk. I came to a clear understanding. But I understood more or less that the systems of the world are about to disappear. But now I have a better way of articulating it and saying it and put it in a way that you can understand it and it can make sense to you. Because right now the whole world has been hypnotized by the monetary system. That's the external value of robbing the value that is due only to the alphabet and attributing to something else out here in the world. So everything is out there. They do it through smoke and mirrors, I call it, The whole idea of the patent office, because the patent office outside, that they are the ones that secure your intellectual property and your ideas. So you know that pretty well. Let me see. Let me get you out here. Let me put some of you guys back in here to see what's going on. All right, so here we go. All right. Still around here. Good. Hang in there. So that's, the patent office is the whole idea to try to make you think that this place is official, it's an authority. We have to obey their laws or be afraid that they can do something to us, They'll throw the whole book at us if we're trying to steal somebody's property. So everybody that comes with an idea, they take it to this patent office because that's a strongly secure administration, the powerfully safeguarded, system that holds your idea as a unique thing that belongs to a certain person that came up with it. Because that uniqueness and exclusivity is what allows you to have value for that product and your recognition as the author of it. But the fact is that everything is in the patent office does not get the work done, right? So the patent office is not the real secure administration system because it doesn't allow that word to be able to just put it in our safeguard your product, and it will get done. No. The owner or the CEO, the entrepreneur, had to take the manual and put it in the heart and in the mindset of his hirelings, of the people that he paid money to, that he's hiring. And these are the people in that company that sign contracts of privacy. They're not going to share this, so because there don't be conflict of interest with other companies. So you share all these privacy things that you're going to keep everything within the company. Your trade secrets, you're not going to give them away. So you, as the employee, have to take those words, and the word patent means parent. Okay, the patent office, and you do the office. Do the office of being an alphabet to that idea. And because that idea is in you, and you are word-electric and empowered by words, you cause the service to be operated. You cause the product to be made. So it's the alphabet in you that does all of that. But you behave as a parent office. You are the real patent office. But they have taken that away from you, that value that you possess. That's a fact. You are the one doing. The one that does it is the one that is. The patent office says that it's a patent office, but they don't get the job done. But you as an employee, you get the word, you get to take care of the order of the word, and you get the job done. So you are the patent office by the alphabet standards, and that's a fact. Changed my mind. And the office out there, that calls themselves the patent office and just holds it in a safe and doesn't do anything past that, they are not the patent office. They are just standing there to take away the value that your soul has in the alphabet. So you see how things are being robbed. So first they rob away the credit from the alphabet that he does everything, and then they put the patent office, which is who we said you are. Just like every cell in your body is a patent office for the DNA. The DNA that is in your cell, that cell in your body is it works solely for one thing, to strongly secure, the administration for the care of the DNA. So your cell does the AHAD because it only has one job to do, to receive the DNA and to make sure that that code passes on to the next cell, the next cell that comes without being harmed. So it works as a strong AHAD. So your own cell is an AHAD, an economy that safeguards the DNA. You yourself, as a cell in a company, you also have to do that for the products and service. So you end up, for this mulectic world, you end up being the real parenting office to whatever intellectual properties out there. So we are taking the things back, bringing the credit back to who the credit is due. You understand? So that's why my ceremony is titled, let me go back to these pictures here. See if you please. Let me get this for a second. All right. And that is, I'm going to put it in here so I can share it with you as well. So, what is it called? The Confession of Faith or the Admission of Fact. So that's what we're going over right now. On Sunday, I talked a little bit about this blue one. You know, this blue area, the do office of Aleph Bet, do the office of the parenting. You know, because that's what the soul does. This is the idea of a head with a check mark in it, because that's the only one thing that you need to do, and that what you get to do. Your cells do it. Every cell in your body, you know, does the office of parenting the DNA to make sure it's taken care of. And so when you go work for a company, that's exactly what you do. Do the office of being a parent of the Aleph Bet. Aleph Bet is to be a parent. Okay? And so that's what the picture of the house and everything is inside, all right? And so all of that is part of this whole system that we're doing, you know? And so, but the world tries to imitate what we have already inside of us, okay? So the Aleph Bet is the house, the house, the place where everything springs forth. It comes from the alphabet, okay? That's the source and the source code of everything. It comes from the alphabet and different orders of the alphabet. So the alphabet holds the credit to that, and that's a fact. That's not something by faith. That's something that you have to agree, and that is something that is tangible, that you know it works. That's why they set up this pattern. So all these things that they set up is to fool you and to rob from the credit that belongs to you and belongs to the alphabet, okay? But once you understand how the fooling takes place, you know, then everything else. So that's why money is the biggest religion, because all the other religions believe in it too, believe in that money. And, you know, and they hoard it and they take care of it and they keep thinking on it all day. Because, you know, they have been brainwashed. I don't care what denomination and religious circles you belong to. Everybody believes in the external currency in some one way or in the other. And at some point have to worry and be concerned about it, you know. And they all do. So they give to them the only time that, and worry that should have been given to the Aleph Bet all along. But let me share to you. So the Aleph Bet, okay, let me get you in front here. All right. So here we go. Let me share this thing about the rise and fall. Here's this guy, the rise and fall of Bitcoin billionaire Arthur Hayes. Now this is interesting because Arthur means the creator, the author of something. It comes from the word to be the author, the creator. And the word Hayes is about the word haze. You know, hay, to be an animator, an activator of many. So creator of activation and animation. That's basically what his name means. Arthur Hayes. And this is this black guy. Let me put it here. Let me see. Yeah, this guy. He reminds me a little of John, you know. Johnny doesn't shave when he shaves his mustache, because he's getting a mustache now. He looks a little bit like John, but this is very smart guy, you know. And it says here, the BitMEX co-founder created a cryptocurrency exchange that has traded trillions. Now he's wanted. Okay, so this is a guy that has to do something with electric bitcoins, right? And look at that. He created something, and it's wanted. It says by the U.S. authorities, and insiders wonder whether he and his partners are villains or victims of a two-tier justice system that favors bank over brash outsiders. Okay, so this is what they're doing to him. So it says, crazy rich, and tell you a little bit about this guy. It says, Arthur Hayes lives, all the way to the top. Arthur Hayes lives large, like Bobby Axelrod. In Billionaire, large, just replace New York with Hong Kong and infuse it with a dose of Silicon Valley, where unicorn springs from the mind of irresponsible company founders. And, well, you get the picture. 1 minute Hayes is hitting the powder in Hokkaido, and the next he's crushing it in on a subterranean squash courts in central Hong Kong, Wall Street, and all the while he keeps one eye trained on an obscure sounding currency exchange that he built out of thin air. You realize when you're smart, you can make money out of your own stories, your own picel. It's like all religions. All religions came out from just somebody's stories. Just tell stories. Like the New Testament is full of stories, And those stories, man, a lot of trillions have gone through that story to support it through the years. Just like Santa Claus is a big story too, but a lot of, I will venture to say maybe a couple of trillions. And since Santa had come into existence, I think a lot of people have spent about a couple of trillions to keep the idea of Santa Claus going. So I'm telling you, ideas, picel stories, hey, they make money in this mulectic world, because people love to sustain those ideas and those credos, no matter how fake they are, because the thing is innocent enough, they're going to live with this. So with this guy, he created something out of nothing, out of nothing. It says, built out of thin air and through which more than 3 trillion has flowed. Okay? So it all depends on you. You're a good storyteller, whether you are in the market of Wall Street, and you can come up with the idea, I'm gonna make a secure currency that nobody can touch, and everybody buys into it, and all these people that want to keep their money, they put their money into it, and that's how the story goes, And then banks don't like the competition, and then they try to find something wrong with you, and now he's got, justice looking for him. So that's how it is right now. This one came in February of this year, 2021, this report. So that's what we have. And then we look, so these are the people that believe in the Aleph Bet, right? The anti-Aleph Bet. We have the Aleph Bet. We have the real alphabet. But they want to create the anta in the place, okay, of the Aleph Bet of the house. They want to create the electric Bitcoin. We borrowed from Elec. Elec is L, just like Elohim starts with an Aleph. An Aleph and a Lamed. And it's pronounced L. Okay, so L, electric, has the word L in there. So it's the L and the Bet, Aleph Bet. So that's their version of a house in which they want to put the whole world to trust upon. We're going to keep track of all your money. But look, this guy who promised them is already being hunted by the law. And look at what happened in this last election. You can see that people, they say everything is safe in the computer world, but accounts that people have in Facebook, accounts were closed. Even the president's accounts in Twitter were closed. Okay? And you can do nothing about it just because they don't like your ideas and the way you speak. So this is the system that they're asking you to trust and to put all your money and everything that you think that you have earned in life be managed by them. But that's why you're going to serve. This kind of trickery, this kind of people that use the word dominion systems, to think that they're running the world by fraudulently, winning elections the way they want to please. So all these things, everything has exposed itself so that everything that they have told you that they're going to be secure administration, a strong secure administration, they try to make you believe in the ehad that they're preparing inside the computer system, the strong secure administration, that they are going to be unique. It was never like this before. It was always out of control. The money put in control, the paper put in control. But now, finally, it's going to be the electronic Bitcoin which is going to be under control. The unique one they want to present right now. This is the system. That's why it's rushing towards that idea right now. But that's what's about to be done away with, okay? So let me go, wow, this guy going talking. But let me share a little bit of what I'm going to talk to you today here. Let me look. All right, let me erase this away. And let me go all the way to the top. Yeah, this is the stuff. Have to do with what I'm typing the stuff. I'm sharing with you the stuff that I put in the announcements that I want to talk. That way, it's easy for me to go over this thing. So let me just start reading here. Okay. Now, there's a verse called Psalm 9:17, which I translated in the meaning of what it stands for our time, according to the alphabet, because it says, "The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God." That's what it says in the King James. Okay, but the way to understand this is to understand what's the nature of God. God is a go-giver. Okay, he's got the definitions and meanings of everything, and he keeps constantly just giving it. So the nature of God is to be a go-giver. He knows exactly what we want, exactly what our bodies were made for, the 300,000 plants, edible plants. So he put them all without our consent, without asking for permission. He did everything that is needed to keep a body for a long time living in the best health possible. So he did all of that. Okay, so you understand? So God is a go-giver. He gives way ahead of time before we even think of what's going to be best for us. He builds it up and he gives it. That's the nature. So what's the opposite of being a go-giver? A go-getter. And that's a word that everybody in this world is familiar with. And they think there's something good about being a go-getter. In the mulectic world, it's good to be a go-getter because you start with nothing. So you better be a go-getter, right? Because in the mulectic world, they don't tell you what your true heritage is. So you are deluded into accepting whatever definition they give you in this mule world outside. So you identify to everything that you do in the external world. And that's where your definition of who you are comes in relation to the mule. But when you know the nature of God, that he's a go-giver, then I don't have to say the wicked, because the wicked will be something that's contrary to God. So I call it a go-getter. Okay, and I put it this way. So David is in perfect understanding of the Torah when he says in Psalm 9:17, the go-getter shall build the great markets of consumerism. And America is proud to call themselves the number one consumering nation. We are proud to be consumers. You know, we don't realize that consumer is the work of the flame. The flame consumes. So that's what a hell is. The function. God talks about functions. So the function of a hell is to consume. So we are proud to be consumers. We are go-getters. So the go-getters shall build the great markets of consumerism, and so do all nations that forget the true heritage they have in the Go-Giving Elohim. Okay? Because the true heritage is to be just like the alphabet inside of us. The go-getter is motivated to do what he does because of his lack. But the go-giver is inspired to do what he does because of his abundance. And then I put, notice how Ab, or Alphabet, is in the beginning of the word abundance, right? Hey, so that's something, a side note right there. This says, and this St. Patrick Day in 2020, gave birth to the origins of the COVID-19-MAN group. Saint or holy in Hebrew is Kadosh. Okay, that's what holy. And Patrick means father, right? So it was in the day of the Ab Kadosh. That's how you say it in Hebrew, the Holy Father. The Ab Kadosh, that Elohim destroy within my soul the external value system of man, from all the different confessions of faith all the way down to money. Okay, and money, I put it as my opulence. Opulence means riches. My opulence never enriches you. Because this external thing is not knowledge and understanding. So that's why it's inflated. Every year, inflation eats away the value of things, because money cannot retain its value since the value is only found in the alphabet. So it has no way of holding back. Inflation has always existed, and nobody can do anything to stop it because it's not knowledge. It's something that devalues itself. It cannot help itself. It's robbing, from the credit from the alphabet, and he has to increase the prices to think that it's winning more money every year, but it's just going backwards, like in a year that I was born, 1959, I believe, to open a McDonald's franchise, you only need about $900 or $950, $950. And nowadays, in our time, to open a McDonald's franchise, I believe it's close to 1.2 or 1.3 million now. So imagine, now it's that much, You see, some of you, with what you earn in 1 month now, you could have bought the stuff at McDonald's way back in 1959. Okay, with what you earn in 1 month, some of you could have buy a whole McDonald's. If the money had not the value. But now, imagine that what you earn in 1 month, you could have bought a McDonald's in 1959, right? For $950. Now, to get a McDonald's now for 1.3 million, how many years do you have to go through? You know, so that money has devalued. Inflation has gone, it's crazy. You understand? So inflation eats away value. So money never enriches you. That's why it says, my opulence never enriches you. That's why I call it that way. It says, let me go, keep going. And now because of the Torah, I don't have a confession of faith, right? But rather an admission of fact. And fact means full attestation, concretely tangible. Something that is proven to be so, because what I'm telling you, you know that's how it is in your body, and you know that's how words work in your soul or work in your mind. You cannot deny that. You know, I dare you to deny. You're not able to. Says, so that's what I have now, admission of fact. You know, and all clear to me up by the Torah. And that demolishes all man-made creeds and beliefs, including the monetary system. Okay? This is the admission of fact as to who we are in relation to the alphabet or to the alphabet. Or that is the Father, the alphabet in this world. So this is the admission of fact. It basically, I think it's broken in 7 parts. This is what I have admitted, because I know that I do it anyhow, and the more I'm in agreement with it, the easier and more comfortable my life is. And less headaches. I don't have to listen to the advice of the mule. That's the manpower of hell lame economies, because they're nonsense to me. And they will soon be nonsense to you once you get into the mindset of your maker. So this is the admission of fact as to who we are in relation to the Ab, the Father. The number 1 I put, I admit that the Echad, which in Hebrew means one, or exclusive or unique one. And I made something because that refers to the patent office. The patent office gives you the exclusivity rights of being one and exclusive, the father of something, and that's how you get value. So I admit that the Echad, the economy constantly housing all definitions, because that's what you do. You know, the patent office is supposed to house or care all the definitions of the manual, and it keeps it there. But you have to also take those definitions in, and you make it work, because your soul is wordectric, is empowered by words. So you are the real patent office. Don't forget that. I admit that the Echad, the economy constantly housing all definitions, has been the one and only powerfully secure administration. That's the definition of Echad. In control of continual existence, for things to continue to exist or being preserved. Then the next that, I admit the Ab, or the alphabet of the Father, I admit that the Ab is the one and only exclusively unique entity or element by which words or things are made, named, and preserved. Okay, that's my second admission of fact right here. Okay, and we're going through facts here. That's how it is. And my third admission of the facts are, I admit the only way all words or things are preserved is by us solely living to care for the orderly upkeep of the alphabet. Is that a fact, or is that a confession of faith? That's a fact. The only way, I'll repeat again, the only way all words or things are preserved is by us solely living to care for the orderly upkeep of the alphabet. Like all the manuals, everything. We keep that order and everything else runs. That's how it is. All right, so I admit to that. It's undeniable. And then I admit I'm made for the Ehad, for that function. That means for the economy, constantly housing all definitions, to do the projection or the communication of the alphabet or the alphabet. The currency circulating within my soul is the alphabet, is the Ab. And the currency circulating within my body is the cell. Now my next. I admit my soul is an Aleph Billionaire. My body is a cellionaire. My riches are inexhaustible, because words keep going through my mind and cells keep dropping and changing and coming brand new every day. 300 billion every day being created, while the other ones die. But constantly without me having to work, it says, so that's why my soul is an Aleph Billionaire, my body is a Billionaire, my riches are inexhaustible, they never end. To no other economy I can be compared. All right, that's true. No other economy in the world can be compared to what I have in my body and in my mind, in my soul. Then I admit the AB standard, not the gold standard, not the petro standard, not the elect Bitcoin standard, but the AB standard is mine. Because it's you anyhow. So you might as well admit it and go with it and enjoy that you don't have to be running by the pesel of the world. I admit that the AB standard is mine. Nothing shall ever be the value. Because then you make sure that everything works, that everything functions, because you inherit definitions and meanings. So you make sure that everything works. Therefore, you're not there to value anything. You're making sure that everything lives up to be apparent. All the better sizing. Remember, everything lives up to be apparent. Then, the last one here, I admit in the alphabet, or in the alphabet, or in the father, in the alphabet, I am a father and mother to all nation, to all. And then they put, nations shall enjoy the fruit of my giving, for by so doing I enjoy and procure for myself a more profound intimacy with my Maker. You see, because when I just do everything just to give it away, to enjoy the fact that I can show off that's what I'm doing. I'm showing off all the riches of the alphabet, that he can do all these things for you. I'm proud of my father, and I'm showing him off to you. And in so doing, and I just be satisfied with the alphabet, I'm just have intimacy with my Father 24/7. I don't let and that's the reason why we were created. Do not let nothing hinder you from that. So that everything just like the trees. The trees give you all the fruit. And the interesting thing is when you go to a tree and you let it, if they give you fruit in that year and nobody goes to that tree and nobody, they all fall to the ground, nobody goes to eat, the next year it doesn't give as many. I've noticed that. Some of the trees here. But if you go to a tree and you take every one of the fruits they gave you, hey, the next year, double or triple or four, or quadruple it gives you, because it's proud to display that it gives you more, because it's proud to display the RNA that's supposed to sustain and reveal what it was made for, to protect and to provide for you. It's the intimacy keeps with the code that God gave it to be the kind of tree it's supposed to be. And so we're supposed ab trees. We are the trees of the alphabet. And so we keep that thing. And every year we become more productive, because we want to show off. For example, when you think of yourself as being an Aleph Billionaire, for example, the kind of job that I do, I just work with words. I'm an interpreter. So all day long, I'm giving my words ahead to somebody else's ideas. Somebody else is talking about the words, I translate it. Somebody else wants this, I translate it. So I forget about myself 8 hours. The whole 12 hours now. The whole 12 hours I'm forgetting about what I want. I'm lending my voice and my words to the concerns of somebody else so they can understand their language. So look at that. There's millions and trillions of words I have since I have been working, doing these jobs in 2008, doing that. Just look at all this treasure of giving the words so that people can be understood. That's a treasure of the alphabet that's been flowing out of me. And since I never take a vacation, woo, that's a lot, a lot of the alphabet. That's why I'm an alphabet-tionaire to the max, when it comes to that, So you can see yourself. You can see in this economy, it's wonderful to see things that way. So then let me just finish this part of the Pesel and then I'm going to start the questions. Okay. Those that celebrate St. Patrick's Day as a confession of faith, okay, confess that St. Patrick drove all the snakes out of Ireland, because that's the legend about this saint. He says that he did that. I don't know, I don't know if he really did that, but that's what they say about him, that he drove all the snakes out of Ireland, all the serpents out of Ireland. And further, traditions speak of the pot of gold. They assign St. Patrick as a lucky day, and there's a pot of gold. It's about having plenty of gold, the pot of gold that it produces. The colorful rainbow, your life will become more colorful. The 4-leaf clover says, but in my admission of fact, this is what I can tell you about the Father, because the meaning of St. Patrick means AB KADOSH, or Holy Father, right? So in my admission of fact, I can tell you that the Ab, the Father, is truly set apart from everything else, which is what being holy or Kadosh is all about. And the teaching, yes, of the most naked animal in the field, which is the snake, is completely done away. Let me put it back all the way to the top. It's completely done away when the alphabet we learn, when in the alphabet we learn to be the guardians and keepers of words to supply insurance coverage of continual existence to all things made by the alphabet. And that is the opposite of the teachings of the snake, to seek to get from this world the best coverage for ourselves and all our things, because without set coverage we feel naked. Remember the word arum, naked, and exposed to any mishap or calamity. So everybody in this world thinks that once they get something, they have to get coverage for themselves, coverage for their houses, coverage for warranties for everything that they buy, because without it they feel naked. They are in the serpent, looking for this world to give them coverage. But when we are the ehad in which the alphabet operates, we are the covering of the world. We bring coverage to the world. We don't think along those terms. We are what covers for everything to be made and everything to be done, everything to be maintained, sustained, renewed, all of that. So, and when you inherit the orderly upkeep, you say, and then I say, and when you inherit the orderly upkeep of the alphabet, you become the golden goose. Remember I told you that on Sunday? That lays out all the product and services enjoyed by your fellow man. You are the one that creates all these things that have value in society, in this mulectic world. As says, and instead of a four-leaf clover, which doesn't exist, you get to participate in the expression of the tetragrammaton. Tetragrammaton is another name for the four letters that identify the holy name of God. Yud, He, Vav, He. That's the tetragrammaton. They sell that in a clover. I was looking at it. They sell that as like in a coin for luck. They have they have the clover with the four leaves, and in each leaf they have the letter Yud, He, Vav, He. Just for luck, you buy it for luck, so you can get a lot of stuff. No, you just got to, and the meaning of the word Yud, He, Vav, He means the task of showing the connectedness of the living. Or the job of showing the connectedness. Because He is to show, or to activate, or to reveal, and also He is for the living, for ones that are activated. So it can be, they said that with the Yud is for the hands to work. So is Yud, He, Vav, He is the task of showing the connectedness of the living. So it says, so instead of the four-leaf clover, which doesn't exist, you get to participate in the expression of the tetragrammaton, which is Yud, He, Vav, He. You get to express the action and the functionality of what God is doing. Because Yud, He, Vav, He, in that name, God is showing, I am moving everything. I am connecting everything. Because that means the work of showing the connectedness of the living, or of activating something. When you go to a job and you are being hired and you don't know what to do, what do the people do? They show you, they do the job of showing you, how the things connect so that they can be activated or that they can work. So everybody showing somebody how to work or how to do the job is using the name of Yud, He, Vav, He to participate in the expression of His name, because God is a living entity. So He lives and He moves in the words, in the actions. So whenever we're doing a job of teaching somebody the job, and revealing, how something is connected so that it can function, it can work, it can be animated, that's Yud, He, Vav, He right there. So that's why we do all the time. So when we are in the alphabet, when we walk in the meaning of words, then that's the facts, you guys. Those are the facts, because we know the meanings exactly. We're not working blindly by faith in something that is, just something up in a la-la land. This is the facts of life. The facts, the admission of facts. So this is all have to do with that. And then, all right, the last minute here, let me close with this part here. It says, because you and I were made to reside and abide in such a resilient economy of the alphabet and the 33.2 trillion cells who are in constant circulation within us without us having to worry about the production, we tend to go into the mule, that's the manpower of hell lame economy, thinking we can work hard to procure plenty of abundance for ourselves that will fill us with happiness and satisfaction. But all of that is just your confession of faith. Because the admission of fact is that all along, while you're pursuing your delusion, or what you want out of the mule, you continue to be a billionaire and sellionaire. Okay? You will continue to be that. Your ignorance of that fact does not cancel your true economy. God doesn't cancel the fact that you're going to be a billionaire and sellionaire just because you're too stupid to not know what you are. So God doesn't even cancel who you are when you're too stupid to know who you are. He continues to be faithful in who He made you to be. You know, so learn to admit the fact and free yourself from the confession of faith by which the whole world have been indoctrinated and enslaved to abide in such pesel. Okay? This is my narrative of graven image. All right, so let me take you back, my friends. Let's see how we're doing. Are we ready to get some moolah going here? Let's see. All right. So here we are. All right. Okay. It should be easy to make some money today. Not many people show up. So it's going to be easy. But let's give everybody a chance, right? Let's see. For the first one. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Let me go all the way to the bottom so I can see who I'm going to answer first. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, there might be a little hard questions today because it's $100. So, you must have to pay some attention. So, the first one, question I'm going to ask, anybody remembers the name of the guy that's being sought by the authorities? This is a black guy that did a lot of money, trillions of dollars, but right now he's being sought by the authorities, because he's in competition with the bank, so he created this cryptocurrency, and I talked to you a little bit about him. Oh, well, Bear-Fruit, Arthur Hayes, correcto mundo. Bear-Fruit gets the first $100. $100 for Bear-Fruit. There we go, Bear-Fruit. Very good. That's right, Arthur Hayes. So remember Arthur Hayes? Arthur means the creator, and Hayes is for the word, the animator, the creator of animations or activations. So he's got a name that says he can get people all enthused and excited about something, and to get moving. So he's the creator of the movers, you can say. You get to move them, you get them animated and activated on just a dream of his, just a story of we're going to secure a currency. And so he made money out of thin air, trillions, pass out through his hand. So stories, I tell you, stories are powerful. So that's the guy, yes. All right, so now let me see here. Let's go down here. All right. I'm going to get a big room. Okay. All right, Bear-Fruit. Now for the next $100. All right. Okay. Next $100 coming up. All right. So we're celebrating this first year, Are we doing this? And let me see if I can take you guys to my other stuff that I had before, because I like the other one. Let me see if I can take you here to that one, if I can do that. The one I had the last week, I like this one, the Hebrew short. Yeah, let me see if I can see it here. Oh yeah, there we are. Okay, yeah, I like it with the thing in the back. All right, so here we are. All right, let me get back here to you guys. Let me go all the way to the bottom. All right, next $100. Okay. All right. So what I'm trying to teach you is here. The title is based on the title. Okay, we should not live by a confession of faith. Of how do we have to live? Not by a confession of faith, but by what? What's the other part of the title? Anybody? We don't do a confession of faith, but we do what? What do we need to do according to the Torah? With the Torah, we are empowered to do not a confession of faith, but if you know the meaning, what are we empowered to do? It's in the title. No, getting close enough. Ha! Rosa Crispin, admission of fact. That's the correct answer. Rosa Crispin gets $100. Rosa Crispin, $100 right there. So, congratulations, Rosa. You have $100. Admission of fact, yes. Confession of faith or admission of fact. That's what the title was about today. The world has confession of faith. And by the way, the word faith in the Hebrew is a very good word that is very empirically proven. It's just that the way that the world outside of the Torah, outside of the Hebrew have used it, it has made it lose its value. I will be talking to you next week about Emunah. In the Hebrew, Emunah is faith. And I'm going to break it down. Each letter in the Hebrew, it makes perfect sense. And it's not something that cannot be proven. It's something that is empirical. It's just as good as a fact. But because we are used to the language of our time, faith has lost its value because it's something that is subjective, something that everybody, I know because I know, because I feel that I know, and just you don't, and nobody can tell that if you really have it. But what I'm telling you, these are facts. The alphabet is in all of us. We are the guardians of that. And by all the stuff I'm giving you are facts that you and I have to face in this world. That's how the Torah speaks. And that's what empowers you to speak. We live in the admission of facts of what the Torah reveals, and we're going to be talking more about that. All right, now, okay, the last $100 coming up in this great day of the first anniversary of the COVID-19-MAN. We're giving the last $100. All right, now, now, to give a chance, I know there's those of you that win now, you gotta stay quiet and give a chance to somebody else now. Okay, let's see if anybody paid attention. Give me the meaning of the word ehad. The word ehad. The meaning. Let's see if anybody remembers. The word ehad. Or even if you tell me what each letter stands for. Yes. Yes. Yes, Crispin. It's one. That is the meaning of the word ehad. One. One. In that day the Lord shall be king over all, and his name shall be Ehad. Zechariah 14:9. That's the verse that talks about Ehad. And that's what I'm working in that direction. To make the Torah be the king above all. No pesels in front of the Torah. The Torah talks about the admission of fact. And that's all we're learning, the admission of fact. Because that's the one and only that does that. Everybody else gives you a confession of faith. So exactly. Congratulations, Andy. You got $100. So Andy gets $100. So congratulations, all of you. It was good to have you. You know. Yeah, you giving someone. You're giving the definition there, which is okay, the meaning, okay, yeah, but that's fine, strongly safeguard, but still one word, if you got, strongly safeguard administration, okay, well, that's not bad, all right, but at least, you know, it's good to have you guys in here today, you know, I enjoy you, each and every one of you, congratulations on earning some money, some big bucks today, you know, and we're going to keep going with this because, you know, this is getting wonderful, I can tell you, I mean, this is like, I just besides myself with all this understanding that God is giving me, you know, and to make it factual and to bring back, you know, the credit that is due to the alphabet back to him again. And then we also get credit for being the patent office, the parenting of those words, you know, because they're in us. And that's how we reflect the Father in this generation. And that's what we're looking for to do. All right. So let me close here with some commercial. Let's see. Yep. All right, I'll use this one.